again, everybody. Welcome to Good to Know Shreveport Bossier. This is a podcast showcasing the good things happening in our community. My name is Jeff Beinfort. This is my co-host Paul Reeser, former president of the Reeser Group, Sonic Management, and a member of the Committee of 100, a board member there. Every week we'll be focusing on economic development, community growth, and other topics about initiatives having positive impacts on our community. We'll have new episodes every other Wednesday. And you can find Good to Know wherever you listen to podcasts. We think we have exciting guests every week, and I'm going to let you do the honors this time around.
Well, thank you, Jeff.
That's okay. That's what I'm here for.
So, yeah, our guest today needs no introduction. He's one of the most enthusiastic ambassadors for Bossier City, longtime businessman and current mayor of Bossier City, Mr. Tommy Chandler. Tommy, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. Thank you, and Jeff, for having me over today to talk about Bossier City, how it's booming.
Haven't talked to you for a little bit.
It's been a little while. We hadn't seen each other.
We did a lot when you were on the campaign trail, though.
Yes, sir, and it was great to see your familiar face every day.
So tell me about once you got the office, was it what you thought it would be when you were trying to get the office?
Well, I kind of knew what it was going to be. I always enjoy people and doing things for people, and that's basically what the mayor does. I mean, it's a lot more people, like the whole city of 72,000 people. And you got 650 something employees, and it's an everyday job all day. But I mean, I love my job. I love the people of Bossier City and Shreveport. But I enjoy getting new businesses and helping out new neighborhoods and organizations out with Bossier City.
Yeah. Well, when you were running, one of the things you always kept telling me was, I want to clean up the streets. That's what you said. What you meant by that was make everything nice and pretty and cleaned up so it had a good curb appeal, is what you always said.
I thought he meant trying to get you off the street.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was trying to clarify.
Well, that's what I was thinking. No, cleaning, how I meant by cleaning was really two ways. Cleaning up the street by litter and stuff like that, but also cleaning up the crime also. Mm-hmm. And Bossier City's doing a real good job with that. I just got off the phone with my Public Works coordinator, and his name is Wade Rich, and he is going to start once a month, starting next week, from 9 to 12, cleaning up I-20 and 220. So we're going to start doing that. So you'll start seeing a lot more of I-20 being cleaned up, which all of our streets are pretty well stay pretty well clean. Mm-hmm. I just want people to just kind of watch their loads in their trucks so it won't blow out or throw stuff out of the windows. And it helps out that we, keep our streets nice and clean. I want people to be proud of their city, and and say, "Yeah, I'm from Bossier City. Come look at my city."
Okay. Inside the city, it looks pretty nice. As a matter of fact, I saw a group of folks. I think I saw you one day, and you had your Chick-fil-A protective vest on. You're out there picking up trash.
Yes, sir.
I looked the other way. I had something really important to do, Tommy. I'm sorry I couldn't stop and help you out. No, but that was pretty neat. How does someone get involved if they want to get involved in one of these small groups? Because everybody says, I wish the streets were cleaner, they need to be cleaner. But when there's an opportunity to get involved in some neighborhood cleaning, how does a person do that?
Well, Bossier is Keep Bossier Beautiful. That's Lynn Bryan. She's with the Bossier Sheriff's Department. And there's groups like the Republican Women, South Bossier group of people, North Bossier, and there's even people from Barksdale that come over and they get these little groups and they get with her and she'll set up. There's one going in North Bossier here in about a week or so. And what it is, they work from about like 8 to 12 and they have lunch and it's always good to see what kind of stuff comes up. There's a lot of things to clean up and it helps out.
So and along with keeping all these streets clean, you got to keep I-20 clean. So that probably presents its own set of problems, right?
Yes, sir. It's safety reasons. It is. When my first or second month in my, being mayor, we got out there on the inside shoulder at the river, and we started going toward Airline. And in the 3.5 hour trip we almost made it to Airline, but we already picked up 17.5 tons of junk and dirt on that inside shoulder. That's that one inside shoulder. So it can tell you that it needed to be clean.
Holy cow.
Didn't somebody run into one of your police escorts out there?
Well, that was still, we don't like to talk about that. But we got you got to have crash trucks. There's a lot of security.
Yeah, there's a lot
Everybody's
of security.
got the fluorescent, and you have to have your vehicles all. But we started early in the morning, but it started getting late and traffic started getting heavy.
17.5 tons, huh?
Yes, sir.
Oh, my goodness.
What do you do if you're driving down the road and see something that looks loosely connected on the back of a truck. I've seen trucks where things are just blowing off the back or out of the back. Is there something you can do? Call Tommy. Can I get your cell phone number?
You already
get that out.
Paul, you already got it. I mean, I guess you could call, like, the police station and ask and tell them, basically what kind of vehicle is needs to be, checked out or whatever.
I'm sorry, that was a surprise. I'm gonna find out about that. Put that in the show notes, Cricket.
Yeah.
All right. So, what are some of the toughest things you're running up against right now in governing in Bossier City?
Well, really, there's nothing tough in Bossier City.
Okay.
So, I mean, I had to, and I can say it, really good because everything is going well. We got a lot of development going on in Bossier City. In the next 2 or 3 years and years to come, there is, I sit down maybe once or twice a week with someone in my conference room wanting to bring a business in or a neighborhood or different things like, sporting events and whatnot. We already have, starting off with sporting events, Tinsley Ballpark. Next year, 38 weekends out of the year already, we have it already reserved for tournaments, which will bring in all kinds of different people into Bossier City. And a lot of times when that happens, our attendance on our hotels and whatnot is up to even 98%. So, and that not only does that good for the hotels, but of course they're going to do, go to the restaurants. And what's good about Bossier, we got, and I want to do that with the youth, is have more sports and stuff like that in. We have good things for the kids to do. Then also, Bossier City's got a lot of different places that parents, the adults, can have a good time too.
Well, I mean, those are great for, I won't call it economic development, but they definitely attract people to your city, and they're going to spend money in restaurants and hotels and you name it. So
38 weekends out of the year.
Already, yes, sir. And then
that's a lot.
Then last week we talked to the Dixie League, and in 25 they're going to have the World Series here, which will be people coming from down up north, east, and west, and all coming to Bossier.
Is this all baseball, or you got any other sports going?
Baseball. Pretty soon we're going to start. I mean, here right now it's be football and be soccer, and then there'll be fall baseball too.
Okay.
I am looking into having more things with soccer, more things with volleyball, and pickleball and basketball. I would like to have some travel teams come in.
I want to put in a plug for lacrosse. I was talking to him. I love the sport of lacrosse. And I think you guys should think about putting in a lacrosse league out there.
Yeah, we got some places down South Bossier we could put some fields down there and do that with.
That's a cool sport, man.
Yeah.
A lot of people that love football, they kind of stick their nose up in the air about lacrosse. But I reckon it's awesome.
Lacrosse is growing in this area. Airline, I think, has a lacrosse team, and I know some of the Shreveport's Bird and
it's really neat.
Name some of the other schools.
Loyola has it.
Loyola, yeah.
But that's Shreveport. We're talking about Bossier.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Forget that. Okay, I just think it's a good sport. I'm just going to put my 2 cents.
Yeah. So did you ever play rugby too?
No, but Joe Haynes did.
Yeah.
Joe was a big rugby player.
Yeah, he was.
He played everywhere.
He's tall.
No, I'm too much of a wuss to play rugby. I fully admit that. But it sounds like you got it all going on with all these different sports.
Yes, sir, we do, and Coach Bohannon and our sports department are doing great, and they stay busy.
How hard is it to attract these events that you're talking about and get these things in here and keep those fields booked 38 weeks a year?
I mean, it's not bad when you got a good city to work with.
Yeah.
And you got a good city and good fields. You got Tinsley Ballpark, all those turf fields. There's people wanting to use those things all the time, and we would love for them to use it all the time, but we can't overabuse them and stuff. That baseball is going to go good. I'm excited about that. I mean, there's a lot of other areas in Bossier City that are going in sports-wise. One thing is Louisiana Downs. And you said you talked to my friend Kevin Preston.
We did.
And he has got a lot of things going on. He's got 2 more restaurants he's putting inside Louisiana Downs now. He's cleaning it up, painting it. He wants to make it family, oriented, where people, all people can come, like the hot springs, track up in Hot Springs.
Yeah.
And he's raised the purses so we get better horses in here, and he's redid where the jockeys stay.
Yeah.
and he's really doing a lot of things out there.
Yeah, we did. We talked to him, and we mentioned that his daughter was the #1 volleyball recruit in the country, I guess. And,
yes, sir. I have met her, and she's tall, and she's going to Oklahoma.
And anyway, he talked about he sponsored volleyball leagues wherever they were from, and he talked about doing some more stuff like that.
So
in
bring more
Bossier.
volleyball to go along with all the other sports we're talking about.
Right. We had the USA team here with China and all them a few months ago at the Bossier Grocery Arena. Bossier Grocery Arena's got a lot of things hitting on it here now too. There's another concert coming here next year.
Well, that's a great crossover from sports to entertainment to economic development when you start talking about how much it impacts the tourism, the hotels, and now the Bossier Grocery Arena, bringing in those.
Yes, sir. Then
There's a lot going on.
Then also you got the East Bank. East Bank is growing.
East Bank
yes, sir.
is booming.
Yes, sir, it is. And if you want a parking spot down there, you better get down early.
It didn't used to be that way.
No, sir. No, sir. Not, I mean, back when our office was down there by the Tech Street Bridge, it was a lot different. But it's really going good. The Red River Brew Pub is to open up the first week in October. They're getting ready to open up, and then there's a lot. Bo and Peanut has done a whole lot of stuff with Bojack's and all the different. And
that's the owners of Bojack's.
Okay,
Bo,
I didn't know that.
And Peanut.
See, I'm learning things here.
Peanut is a peanut. He's a peanut. He's a big guy.
He's about 360 pounds of peanut.
And he's a great guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's got a good personality.
He's not the Planters peanut guy.
It's life size. And the interesting thing is the way that's developing. I mean, that was the East Bank District, that Hurricane Alley behind there. It is something that's going on every weekend. They have bands coming out to this Hurricane Alley, but then also the sporting events like LSU games. That place is completely packed. They have a giant big screen TV back there. So that's got to be exciting for you, for that whole new segment of town to be revitalized.
Yeah, Flying Heart, Little Italiano, and El Patio. All of them are packed.
I love eating there at Little Italiano.
Yeah, it's good. It's always been good.
We always get in trouble for naming 3 restaurants. we just need to have a scroll rolling of every restaurant.
In television, you do things in threes. If you talk beyond threes, you're losing people. So it's good that we name 3.
And too bad Cobb's Barbecue ain't down there more. I used to eat Cobb's Barbecue once or twice a week.
Yeah, do something about that, Mr. Mayor. Get a barbecue restaurant down there, would you? Come on.
Yeah, that's right. No, it's good.
All right, so what else is happening that you're proud of in your city?
Well, I mean, the boardwalk has just sold to Troy Ruth, I think is the name of the company that just bought it. He's from Austin, and I'm waiting for him to come in so I can sit down and find out what his goals and what he wants to do with the property. I think that's going to be a plus down there close to East Bank. And also Margaritaville is all that kind of close in. Horseshoe just opened up their 2 gaming
sports books.
Sports books. Yes, so we just cut the ribbon on that last week, and that's gonna. They have some other things they're going to do inside that venue too. Yeah. Yes, sir.
That's going to be a big deal right now. I mean, we're just really kind of coming into the first full season of that in Louisiana, I think.
Yes, sir. And they got one room that's got 90-something TVs, big old TVs in it, so you can watch every kind of sporting events around the world.
Well, I'm going to hang out there.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Food is good in there too.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I've had it a couple of times.
All right.
Well, there's also, near my house, I live in North Bossier, and that Innovation Drive has just been a wonderful thing. Is there any plans for more development on Innovation Drive, or is it just going to be a cut through where we can watch the deer as we're driving through?
No, I tell you what, there's a lot of things going on, and my brother does dirt work, and he got with me last week, and he goes, "Man, innovation's blowing up. I'm getting all these jobs coming up." And I said, "Yeah, there's a 200 unit townhouse that's going in there. There's also going to be Oshner's Hospital is going to be put in there also. There's a bank that's going to be put on Swan Lake Road. They're supposed to put a little strip mall in there also. And there's other things that are going to happen down Innovation also that is coming up. And
so that's really going to be economic development along there.
Also, we just did a ribbon cutting this past Sunday, Word of God, out there on Swan Lake Road. They came, they opened up Sunday. They called me this morning. They're wanting to increase their parking lot. That's how many people were there Sunday.
Wow.
They had 3 services, and I saw it. I mean, it was people were lucky. The businesses up and down Swan Lake were nice, to the church and let them use their parking lots too, and they use a transit to get people back and forth.
Yeah.
And that's no small parking lot. That's the old Barrett Appliance on I-20, 220
food line,
in Swan Lake.
Food line, Barrett Appliance.
And now it's just a gorgeous building. They've done a great job renovating that. So it's exciting to see that you've got the new Swan Lake extension. It's big, beautiful five lanes, and now you've got this big, beautiful building. And the police are out there directing traffic, Jeff.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, we're going to fix that too. We're going to put another addition on the road there to help.
Okay.
To, help people get out of the way of the road.
All right. How about the Cyber Innovation Center? That's a big deal.
Cyber innovation is going great. LTRI is getting close to being open and stuff. And
Hold on, that's a big acronym, Tommy. I didn't know you could even say that.
Well, I mean, hey, I've been practicing. LTRI.
I mean, Mayor, what does that stand for?
I mean, it's, Louisiana Tech Research Institute.
That's right.
Yes, sir, and it's a big building and all, and we meet it there with Craig Spahn once a month and on all the things that'll be in there. After LTRI, there is going to be some other things that they're talking about on other property. But in that neighborhood, I'm glad they're thinking about this. Bossier Parish Community College. I had a tour on that last week with Chancellor Bateman. Mm-hmm. They're fixing to do some more things to it too. They're wanting to do more to their athletic size down there. They got some two turf fields, and they're wanting to put like a soccer field in there. And their basketball teams are real good, and their baseball teams are good too. But Bipsy's is really growing also, and it was good for him to take me on a tour of what's going on in that.
Yeah, we do stories out there at Bipsy all the time, but it really is kind of hidden. I mean, not hidden, but you don't really get the feeling of growth and stuff, everything that's going on out there.
Right. Well, I mean, it's not, no kids, they don't have any dorms out there.
Right.
That's what's, but there's a lot of people, he said there's some people who drive an hour or so away just to come to school.
Is that right?
Yes, sir. That's what he was telling me the other day.
Good for them. It's a really nice campus. It's pretty.
Yes, sir. And then also when that gate opens up at Barksdale, there's a lot of property selling up and down Highway 80. It's going to advance all that. And David was a Silver Star, David Alvis. He has a lot of big plans around that property that he's got. And I can't really tell you all the plans.
That's the barbecue. That's the barbecue you're looking
I
for.
do like Silver Star. I have to say.
Silver Star knocks it out of the plate every time.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah. But he's got a lot of things going on.
We're making somebody else mad too now?
No, we're making them very happy.
Okay.
Well, let's talk about South Bossier. I mean, because you get me on Bossier, and I talk longer than this thing goes.
Okay.
All right, South Bossier. Okay, my buddy Shane Rogers, he did buy 6-7 acres down there, and he is going to build a restaurant down there.
Okay.
And he's got that, and there is a few other items which I wish I could tell you. That,
Sure.
But it's in the workings right now, and then I hope that the Jimmy Davis Bridge gets taken care of, and that new 4-lane bridge does take place.
Now I know that's a lot of speculation. I mean, I've heard 10 different things what it might be. Do you want to talk about that now, or just say that? Or what would you like to say about that?
Well,
The Jimmy Davis Bridge speculation.
They want us to make it out of a linear park.
Right.
Which there's a lot of things that goes into that, and we all agreed that we would take care of, the picking up and cleaning it up, and they're supposed to redo it, paint it, and put a new deck on the bottom of it. But I mean, hope something comes about it.
Well, my daughter's been in Nashville, Tennessee for the last couple of years. They have one of those.
Yes,
they're
sir.
talking about. It's not really a park, but they have a it could be, but it goes from like the city across the river there to the baseball or the football stadium,
right,
where the Titans play.
Yes.
It's really kind of cool. It's really neat to walk across.
So when you say
the river
linear park, actually turn the bridge into a park.
Yes, sir. That's what they want to do.
And then build another bridge.
The 4-lane bridge will go just north of it. And hopefully, I mean, they're still talking about the toll bridge to go down a little bit further in South Bossier, which that'll increase a lot of commercial down there for us and whatnot, So I'm all happy with that, and we're fixing to supply the port with water. That's anywhere from 5 to 10 million gallons of water a day.
Okay.
I'm proud of that.
I can tell.
That's a lot of water. You got to be pumping that.
Yeah. I mean, and I mean, we're and now we're going. the central part of Bossier. Barksdale just got repaved, and they just redid the gate going into Barksdale right there. I believe in having a real good close relationship with Barksdale, and Colonel Wildmuller is great. I was friends with General Cotton before he left, and he's gone. He's gone now. But Wildmuller is great to work with. His daughter will sing at the 9/11 ceremony at the City Hall on the 9/11 Sunday.
Wow, that's kind of neat.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But I always want to keep a good relationship with Barksdale. They keep us safe, and it's a big part of Bossier City.
So what kind of things do you do to work with Barksdale? What are some of the things, the synergy the city has with the base?
Well, first of all, I mean, just keeping all the inlets and outlets, to getting in there, pretty smooth. And then, of course, they're their own little city in the city. But I make sure I go to all the different changes of leads and stuff with
officers,
them, officers and stuff like that. And I'm trying to keep stuff in Bossier City so that all the people that all the workers or the officers have places to do things in Bossier City, and love staying in Bossier City.
As we create Bossier, you sir create Bossier as being a wonderful place to live and work and play, and then that just brings more interest for other companies that come and that work with and support the base and the people that work there.
Right.
So our previous guest, John George, talked about all the folks that retire out at Barksdale every year. 600 to 700 is what the number he threw out there. And I guess the hope would be to keep all of those folks in Bossier City when they retire.
Yes, sir. Me and John George are dear friends. We're both on the Barksdale Forward board, and we just had a meeting last week, and it went well. I see him in a lot of different things at the Independence Bowl thing with they had it with the basketball girl. I'm sorry, I missed her name.
Come on, sports guy.
I don't know what you're talking about. Basketball girl. You got to give me a little bit more. I see what you're talking about.
I was just testing you out.
I didn't know what you were talking about.
I really knew the answer. I was just testing you out.
It's interesting. You're like, well, I don't want all these retired people hanging around here. But when I first moved to Bossier City, I didn't realize these Air Force people retire when they're like 40.
Yeah.
A lot of folks, retire early after 20 years in, and then they're ready, and then they've got experience, and they're ready to start another career, a lot of them, and it's exciting to keep them here in this area.
It is.
Because they have a lot of experience and a lot of expertise at that point.
Yes, and all of, there's a lot of people that come out of Barksdale that do stay in Bossier.
So what are some of the things about the job you don't like? None?
I don't know which job it is. So
being mayor.
No, there's nothing I don't like about it. I love being the mayor. I love my job. I love seeing the people on the good and bad things that I see during the day. Mostly see good. But and my days are every day. Do a lot of meetings during the day, then do a lot of functions at night, and I'm blessed to have a wife and a daughter that can look. They know my job does take it away from them at times, but a lot of times they do go with me to different functions, and it's always good to have my wife there to different things, because a lot of people talk to her, and she's always good. But
she's got a sharp elbow. She keeps you in line.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does. And Bossier's really growing, and I'm glad that I'm going to do everything I can to help it grow even more the next 2 or 3 years and years to come.
It is interesting to me, Tommy, because I've known you for a while as a business person in town, and I've always known you as a connector, someone who brings people together. Remember we used to go to those lunches you used to always have at your what would you call that thing, the building where you sold pieces of buildings? It was
a warehouse, and my family's into demolition. So I was born a home wrecker. So, but
I hope that's changed.
That's another kind of home wrecker. But I sold reclaimed beams and stuff like that. All these restaurants.
So if you're going to get a fancy house or a building, they got my porch. My whole porch in my backyard, when I had a Sonic in the Bass Pro, we used your material to cover the whole thing.
Right.
So don't you remember when I came over to your warehouse that time? You gave me a tour and showed me all the busted up pieces of stuff. You said, we use this for that. We use these 2x4s for whatever.
Yeah, and the big beams and timbers and stuff like that. But, I used to even ship stuff over to Europe.
But like I say, you're a connector of people, because those meetings a decade ago or 12 years ago, you weren't talking about being married. You were just bringing people together. Why did you have those meetings back then?
I just like to get people together, and just hear their views, and like to see people to get to and see them when they talk about and get something to work when they talk. And I just, like I said, I like people.
I mean, it was there would be the old mayor would be there, and then you'd see the sheriff would be there, and lots of business folks, and then just guys that were working in the back, pulling apart buildings were in there.
And they wasn't just from Bossier. They were from a lot of them from Shreveport. There's a lot of them from Webster Parish, some from Red River Parish, and they would all. I was blessed to have 80 to 100 people at times come in, and then I had my prayer lunches and stuff like that, and there was a lot of good things happening with that prayer lunch.
So, as a mayor, are you still a connector? Is that what you do?
I hope so, sir. I mean, my job is to get things done in Bossier, and I'm going to do my best to do whatever I can to keep Bossier growing and bring more people here to Bossier and keep people. I want to keep the kids here in Bossier.
Sure.
So
when you're out pitching to businesses or whatever it might be to come settle in Bossier City, what kind of things do you tell them?
Well, really, it's not hard for me to pitch because they're coming to me. I don't have to really go out and get them. They're already coming to me, and basically, I'm just saying, first of all, I mean, we're safety in police and fire. We're still A rating in the fire department, and our police department is doing an awesome job. And also, it's a clean city. We invite people with open arms to come to Bossier City, and I feel good when somebody says, "Man, it's good to do business with Bossier." I'm happy for them to come, and I'm going to do my best to do whatever I can to get them in here in Bossier with their businesses and whatnot.
All right, good.
You could throw in the education and the elementary schools and the schools.
I hadn't finished
the
that
neighborhood.
yet.
I'm kind of a Bossier fan myself.
All the education, the schools are great here. And a lot of good restaurants, a lot of entertainment, and it's just all around it. And when somebody's going down I-20, I want East Bank and the Louisiana Downs and all that kind of stuff be like a billboard to pull people in, because really going north, going east and west and east this should be a stopping place for people, and I want to be able to come in and
now you were talking. You talked quite a bit, I think, I know we had discussions about it, about the traffic, synchronizing traffic lights, particularly on Airline Drive.
Yes,
right? How's that going?
We're still working with that. There's some more lights to come up.
Yeah.
And we are working. We got a new big long turn lane in Benton to get on 220 a lot easier. There is going to be work on I-20 to come up probably in the next year or so. So we're getting all these roads ready for all that traffic that'll be diverting off I-20 on here. But we are every day, checking the lights and keeping them up.
I think they need a little more work there on Airline Drive.
Talk about lights. On 71, we put all new, lights down 71 to light up, Highway 71 in South Bossier.
Yeah.
And
some of them light bulbs burn out. How do you change those things?
A long ladder.
The LEDs now.
A long ladder. But now the LED lights. So we're getting some funding on that. He ain't never changed the light before.
I believe that.
Light bulb's always on up here, Jeffrey. So what do you see for the future of Bossier City? Like, what's your feeling on the next couple of years at least?
A lot of growth, a lot more happy people, a lot more kids going to school, a lot of kids leaving school and leaving college to come back to Bossier. I see a lot more entertainment ideas, more will come here
as the East Bank develops. I'll tell you, when I was building stores, I built them in 4 states, a lot of cities. And Bossier was the easiest place that I did business.
Great, and it's
to get the business, to get it out of the ground.
And it's easier now.
Explain why. Why was that?
You can just go to City Hall and say, I got some plans here, help me out. And they'd send you to each department. There was a personal touch. They would let you know, who you needed to go see next. You didn't have to wait a long time. Your inspection was supposed to be there at 3 o'clock. They'd show up at 3 o'clock. They weren't trying to hold you up. There was nobody ever trying to say, now you listen here, you're not opening until I show up. It was like, we'll be there, we want to get you open. And always realizing that the building inspector is my friend who wants me to be built properly. Sometimes I used to use contractors from out of state, and they would do their job and hit the road. And I would be in a hurry, and I'd say, wait a minute. One of your inspectors, one of the city inspectors actually explained to me one time, said, we're here to make sure they're doing it right for you. And I'm like, oh, that's a good point.
So I assume that's something you want to continue to foster.
Oh, yes, sir. Rodney Taylor with permits and inspection, he's over that. Man, that guy, he's great. And he's very knowledgeable on all the things that need to happen. And Carlotta Brown with the MPC, they work great together. And they're working on a lot of stuff right now.
All right. It sounds like you got a lot of plans for the future.
I don't want to stop. I don't want to stop. I want to keep on going every day.
All right.
Good stuff. No, that's good. Thanks, Tommy. Sorry I kind of jumped in there with you, but I get excited about Bossier too.
I can tell.
That's great. I'm glad you stayed in Bossier. And even if your neighbor is bitter.
We're not even going to go there. I told him I'd vote for him if he moved, and he moved, and then he moved back.
Yes.
I'm not sure what all that meant, and I'm not going to ask.
Small city, though.
So listen, thanks for being here today.
Thank y'all for having me, and I really appreciate y'all.
Hey, congratulations for winning and being the mayor, and thanks for your enthusiasm, and thanks for coming out today.
Thank you, and I hope y'all have me again after maybe next year, and I have more things to brag about.
All right, There doesn't seem like there's going to be any end to stuff to brag about in Bossier City.
No, sir.
All right, Mayor Tommy Chandler, appreciate it.
Right.
Thank you, thank him, thank you for joining us for this podcast.